Hello and welcome to this video. Today you will be learning on how to create a Ranboo mask, if you can actually read titles. You're either here for that, or you just want to know how to sew a basic mask. I really hope that it's the latter, because yes. Anyways, short disclaimer, this project will in fact take you multiple hours if you are not that great at hand sew. It is also a hand sewn project, so yeah. Anyways, if you are still certain you want to do this project, then thank you for being here, and on with the video. So some materials you're going to want are 2 different types of scissors, one for thread, one for fabric. You're also going to want a needle and 2 different colors of thread, black and white. Along with that, you're going to want pliers to pull the needle through if it gets a bit tough, along with a place to put your garbage. You're also going to want a Sharpie and black and white elastic, around 6.5 inches each. There will also be a pattern. I made this pattern, but there will be a link for it in the description. You're also going to want 2 different colors of fabric, black and white. You need 4 pieces total. You want it to be too thick so that you can, because you need 2 of each color. So for the template, what I did is I traced a mask, and then I edited it a little bit to make it what I want it to be, and then I added about 1/4 inch of a border around, and that is for sewing your stitches. Now, threading a needle is relatively easy. You're going to want to take an arm's length long piece of thread, and then what you're going to want to do is cut it, take your thread, and thread it through the needle. After set it through the needle, then you take both of the ends and knot them together. So after that, you will have your needle, and it'll be perfect. And then you're not going to want more than an arm's length, because then it will be too long, it'll knot up. Now, take your black fabric and your template, and then kind of place it on so that it fits. You're going to want to use Sharpie for this. It might be a little hard to see on black fabric, but if you have a bright light, you can see it perfectly fine. So you're just going to want to trace it onto the fabric, and then do the same for the other fabric. And then you're going to want to cut it out. Do this for both colors. And then after you finish this, you should have 4 cutouts, 2 of each color, black and white, or whatever other colors you're doing if you're doing your own mask. That's not special. So for sewing, you're going to want to take the inside of each of them and place them, or the part you want on the outside, put it on the inside. So then you won't see your stitches, because you're going to turn it inside out. So place them together for both of them, and then set one aside. You can see I am struggling very hard with this, I don't know why. Yeah, so you're just going to want to set one of them aside so you can sew the edge to one of them. It's taking me forever, honestly. This isn't that difficult. Oh my gosh, finally. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sew the end. So the rounded edge on the outside of the mask. You're going to want to sew that together, and it should speed, because you don't want to watch this. This is very, very boring. So I'll just talk you through it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going back and forth with my stitches. off of the camera because I am bad at recording things. There we go, now we're speed. So we're just going to sew, and the reason I'm doing white and looking at the black side is so I can see it better. The stitches won't be seen once you're done anyway, so it doesn't really matter what color you do. Alright, so here you're going to want to go back. This will strengthen the stitch and make it a bit stronger. And you know, if you ever look at it as a straight line, it's nice. And now, oh come on, speeding through it, speedy boy. Alright, and then once you're done with that, you're going to want to knot it so that it stays there, because that is how you sew. You put thread with into material, and then it somehow magically stays together. I don't understand how it works either. It's kind of magical. This is just basic sewing. This entire thing is just basic sewing. And then once you're done, you will have kind of a start to your mask. And you see how you can't see the stitch? You can't see it at all. It's invisible, just like in the mask that I have here as a example. It's very bad. Alright, so you're going to want to do that again. Surprise, surprise, you get to do it more! Yay! Isn't sewing fun? Oh my gosh, leave it alone. Thank you. So, yep, what you just did. Congratulations. You gotta do it again! Do you guys want to hear a joke while we're waiting? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the idiot's house. Knock, knock. Who's there? The chicken. Haha, I'm funny. No, I'm not. I'm not funny. It's okay. You can say that I'm not funny. This is just so boring to watch. Alright, now you've got both of your pieces done. Now watch me struggle as I figure out how to do this. Like, it's not that difficult. Oh, cool, more off-camera. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it is very nice looking, and now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to layer them together so that they can be sewn together with the stitches that you just created facing outward, because you're going to be turning it inside out so that it looks very nice, like the example on the top of your screen. Now, match up the colors, so put black with black and white with white. This way the mask will be reversible, so you have no idea which way it's supposed to go. But if you sew it wrong, it's still right because it's reversible. Alright, so now here what you're going to want to do. So I'm going to do the black side first, and you're going to want to use white thread, because white thread will show up better on the black, so you can see where all your stitches are. And you won't see your stitches anyways after you're done, so it doesn't really matter what color they are. If you have another color like red or something, you can use that too. Oh look, I'm gesturing at the showing it, but I've already said it, so there's no point in me gesturing here. Alright, so we're just going to want to sew a little bit away from the edge so that the stitch doesn't fall out if the fabric frays too much. Fun fact, I actually messed up in there and did a whip stitch instead of a running stitch. It's okay though, you can't see it because it's on the inside. Alright, so now here we're going to want to go back on your stitch, and you don't want to go all the way because we're turning it inside out, so you need some space at the top so you can try it out. And here I am going back on the stitch. Another fun fact, I was planning on giving this to someone. So yeah, I was actually going to give this to someone, but one of them didn't reply to my Discord message, and it was kind of annoying. So I gave it to someone else instead, and they appreciate it a lot, and it is great. I'm still slightly disappointed that one person didn't respond to me, but oh well. Oh, am I finally finishing up here? I think I am. Sorry if my mic is a little loud. I'm right next to it. I'm sorry. Alright, so what we did with the black, you're going to want to do that with the white. So use black thread, because it will show up better. I hope you like the music I picked out. It's very nice. And vibe to it. I'll think of more jokes to tell. Alright, so here we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the other side. And just sew. This is very boring to watch, actually. Fun fact, I haven't actually played Undertale. I really want to, but I just found this video very just nice, and I listened to it a lot during school. Oh, okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm trying to match up the white to the black so that it's the same length for the space, so yeah. And then once it's the same, I'm just going to go back on my stitch, and it'll be perfect. Oh, and another fun fact, there's actually many parts in here which I just take out a whole bunch of time because my hands are either off screen or I'm just not doing anything. Another fun fact, right at the beginning, I actually messed up one of the stitches a lot, so I actually cut that entire part of the video out and just redid it. Alright, so we're finally going back. We're actually getting something interesting in here, and we're almost done with this part. And then, there's not much left to go. You're almost done. Good job. Alright, so, once you have that knotted, you're going to want to cut the corners, and this it'll lay a bit nicer if you cut the corners. You don't have to, but it'll just lay a bit nicer when you're done. Yeah, sometimes the fabric's a bit uncooperative, especially if you don't have sharp scissors. Have sharp scissors for this. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn it inside out, and you can't really see what I'm doing because my hands are off camera. Oh, there we go. You're just going to want to turn it inside out through the hole. Your stitches might, pull a little, but that's okay. And then you're just going to flatten out the corners so you can kind of see. Alright, and then you're going to want to fold in the part that's open, and then you're going to take a thread of the same color, so I'm doing the white first for some reason, even though I've been doing the black first this entire time. So you're going to want to thread your needle once more. You do a lot of that in this project. And then you are going to want to sew that opening shut. You're going to want to go very close to the top edge, and the smaller your stitches, the less visible it will be. And the more even it is, the better it will look. So you're going to want to sew it, and then sew back. And then once you finish with that, you're going to want to sew the elastic on. Now, this might get a little tough, but it's okay, you got this. I'll kind of like run you through it once I finish threading this needle, because that's what half of this time is, just thread needles. So you're going to want to kind of put it through, and then you're going to want to shove the elastic in so it stays a little bit without sewing, but you don't want to put it in too far because then you're going to have too short of elastic. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew the elastic on, like kind of go through it, but also like go around the edge. So like kind of like go around it so that it stays a bit better. I can't really explain what it looks like. And then here I'm using my pliers to pull the needle through because it gets very, very tough. That is an optional thing. You don't have to do it, but it just makes it a lot easier. And then once you finish with that, you're going to want to do it again, but on the other side with the other side of the elastic. So you're just going to repeat the same steps over again. Oh yeah, fun fact, I actually lost my needle during this time. I found it eventually, but yeah. So that's why I was looking through the garbage, because I had lost my needle. I thought I threw it away. So yeah, you're going to want to do that again, but on the other side. And here you get some speed, so you have to sit through it. So you're just going to do the exact same thing. Go through it and then go around it. Alright, and then then what you did on the white side, you're going to do the exact same thing, but on the black side. Alright, so I'm just kind of comparing the size of it to my old one. I'm not sure why, I just decided to. So now you're just going to want to do the exact same thing, but on the black side this time. Or if you did the black, which doesn't really matter, but you're just going to want to use the same color thread as your fabric, or if you're doing like something different, like as close as you can possibly get. And then sew. Much so. So yeah, that's the exact same thing. So I'll just try to think of some jokes to tell you, but I'm not funny at all. Why did the otter cross the road? To get to the otter slide. Haha, I'm funny, you should laugh. Oh, we're putting the black elastic on now. It's just the same as the white elastic, but it's a different color. It's the exact same steps, just sew through and then sew around. It's honestly not that difficult, but yeah. Oh, I went to Joann's to get all of these materials, by the way. I could put up on the screen the types I used. I used it wasn't fleece, flannel fabric for the black and white. Just cheap flannel. It was on sale too. It was very nice and cheap. So just flannel, something that feels comfortable but not too thick, because you do 2 layers. You don't want it to be too thick because then you will die. And then there is the finished mask. I think this is actually technically opposite. But it's okay because it's reversible. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Black and white, half and half. You can do whatever other designs you want with it. It's a simplistic design. Made it myself. So yeah. Thank you so much for sitting through that. If you've gotten this far, congratulations! You can make your own Ranboo mask now. Thank you for watching this video. I am very lonely. Very, very lonely. Please subscribe and like, maybe? I might actually do this more. I might also just post random things. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please tell me if it's actually a useful thing to post in the comments. Bye now. See you later. Fire.